Hello everybody, welcome back to the Co-Current Life of Brian. Today's topic is going to be hearing loss and dementia. A pretty serious topic. So there have been a number of studies that link the severity of hearing loss to a higher risk of dementia. And in today's video, I will quote from a study by the Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health. And I'll put the link down in the description box. So I need to read from this. A new study led by researchers at the Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health found that older adults with greater severity of hearing loss were more likely to have dementia. But the likelihood of dementia was lower among hearing aid users compared to non-users. And this article further says that treating hearing loss may lower the risk of dementia. We're talking about risk reduction, not elimination of dementia, risk reduction. Furthermore, prevalence of dementia among the participants with moderate/severe hearing loss was 61% higher than prevalence among participants who had normal hearing, 61%. That's a pretty high percentage. Hearing aid use was associated with a 32% lower prevalence of dementia in the 853 participants who have moderate/severe hearing loss. And the article does say how hearing loss is linked to dementia isn't yet clear. So, long story short, there appears to be a strong link between hearing loss and dementia. And this topic is interesting to me because I've had 3 members of my family who had dementia. My grandfather had Alzheimer's, my father had Alzheimer's, and my mother probably had stroke-related dementia. I don't have any recollection of my grandfather had any degree of hearing loss, but my mother did. She wore her hearing aids regularly. I don't think my father had hearing loss. In any case, this is an important topic because to date, every experimental Alzheimer's drug has failed in clinical trials. So at this point in time, we are stuck with reducing the risk of dementia in various ways. And this video is focused on reducing the risk of dementia due to hearing loss. As alluded to in the introduction, you can reduce the risk of dementia through hearing loss by wearing hearing aids. Unfortunately, there's a good deal of stigma around wearing hearing aids, and there are several reasons for the stigma around hearing aids. The first, particularly among seniors, is the perception of being disabled. So you went from a 20-year-old, vigorous 20-year-old, all of a sudden you're 60, 65, and you're dealing with a hearing loss. To some people, that's a blow to them. Why should it be? 60, 65-year-olds think nothing of getting eyeglasses or prescription eyeglasses so they can see better. Why can't we do the same for hearing aids? If prescription glasses are meant to help you to see better, why not wear hearing aids to help you hear better? This study suggests that the less you hear, the less stimulation there is of the brain. Why not stimulate the brain? Let's backtrack here. I just had hip replacement surgery in January. I'm 59 years old. I had a lot of crepitus and sciatica on the right side of my body. I no longer have that. I'm pretty close to 100%. I wouldn't want to go through the rest of my life with a limp on the right side, limping for years on end, and letting the muscles of the right side of my body atrophy. No. So I got a hip replacement. I'm going to be good. Why not for hearing aids? If I'm going to be able to stimulate the muscles on the right side of my body through a hip replacement, why not stimulate the brain through wearing hearing aids? Unfortunately, people are stuck with the idea that hearing aids are something not to be worn. There's this stigma. And I think in this day and age, it's stupid. Get over it. The second reason for the stigma around wearing hearing aids is the perception of being cognitively impaired. No, you're hearing impaired, not cognitively impaired. All right. So there's been, when you miss out on conversations, yes, it does appear you're cognitively impaired, but no, the real reason is you're hearing impaired. If you wear hearing aids, you'll be able to pick up conversation much more than if you're not wearing hearing aids. All right. The last reason for the stigma is vanity. I'm guilty as charged. As many of you know, I wear cochlear implants, and I have been wearing them since 2013. I wore hearing aids up to 2013, and I refused to consider cochlear implants up to that time because, quite frankly, 25 years ago, the external processors were rather large and bulky and ugly, and I was caught up in the vanity aspect of cochlear implants as they looked 25 years ago. I switched over to cochlear implants only when my hand was forced by circumstances, when my hearing took a turn for the worse in the summer of 2012. I had no choice but to switch to cochlear implants because hearing aids were not working for me anymore. Cochlear implants are amazing. I wish I had gotten over the vanity aspect of it 25 years ago. Fortunately, today's hearing aids are smaller, they're sleeker, and some look sexy. So why not go for them? And not be socially isolated due to your hearing loss. Okay. There's also another reason for the stigma is the fear of looking deaf and dumb. Many of you have heard this term in the past, deaf and dumb. We don't hear it as much today, but it's still out there. Let's think about this. Deaf and dumb. It expresses a belief that a deaf person is dumb and conveys the idea that deaf people are intellectually inferior, which is not the case at all. But that stereotype, that stigma is still out there, and it's something that we'll talk about in another video. The idea that we're somehow intellectually inferior because of our deafness, which is all bullshit. All right, so get over that. Get hearing aids, stimulate your brain, and it's just like eyeglasses or hip replacements. I have seen seniors who struggle with the idea of wearing hearing aids, and I never understood that. Just get over that. Get out there and wear hearing aids. Talk to your doctor, your audiologist, and if need be, your health insurance company about the option of wearing hearing aids. And the hearing aid industry is changing very quickly. The hearing aid landscape is changing rapidly. There are many options out there today, and you can connect these hearing aids to smartphones through Bluetooth. There's a lot of options out there. Nothing should stop you from wearing hearing aids. Okay, so in the end, wearing hearing aids may reduce your risk of dementia. This is about risk reduction. And if you are concerned about wearing hearing aids, just get over it. You have two choices. Either you miss out on conversation and look like a fool, or you wear hearing aids and become socially active again and not worry about how hearing aids look to other people. It's becoming much more commonplace these days. Just get over that. Don't get stuck in the social isolation and looking like a fool. Now, if you have any questions about this topic, please let me know. And like I said, I will post the link to that Johns Hopkins study in the description box. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to this channel and come back next time. Have a great day. Thank you.